Hey, what's going on, folks? My name is Gray. Welcome to Consoletronix, the best channel on YouTube covering the exciting world of retro gaming. And today I present to you another pickups video. But unlike my previous efforts, which I've trawled the past looking to pick up gems and other games across multiple long extinct consoles, I thought it was about time I brought myself up to date and got with the times. So I've picked up a PlayStation 4. Now, interesting little bit of trivia is I used to be a postman. Now, I mention this because there's nothing you can teach me about the tricks of that trade. And I mention that because when you see a suspiciously fist-shaped hole in one of your packages, just big enough for you to have a little nosy inside with, and even if you should so desire to maybe pull something out of it, well, alarm bells start ringing. I actually bought this about 2 weeks ago and it got lost somewhere in Royal Mail's delivery system. I've only just managed to get hold of it today, and well, things are not looking peachy, let's just say that. But with the help of my man Stanley, we're gonna have a look inside and see if we can ascertain the damage. And yeah, my heart sank when I saw this package turn up like this. Inside is a PlayStation 4 console with a bunch of games. Now, but keeping the retro theme going, it is the original model PlayStation 4, not 4K. Got that over there. Now, the box has seen better days, let's just say that, yeah, but let's get inside of this thing and see. There's supposed to be a bunch of games included. And, oh my god, it goes from bad to worse, folks. Not only is the packaging damaged, but yeah, there was nothing inside stopping this rattling around, so, oh boy. Well, here's the console itself. There's the front of it. I'm trying to look at the back, see if I can hear anything rattling around inside. Oh god. Well, we'll just put that to one side for a moment, because I'm curious to see if there's anything missing, because I know what should have come up with this. This is a USB charging cable. Got tons of them already. Empty bag. Okay. Oh, he put some of these, I don't know what you call them. I'm going to call them bubble wrap there for a second. But yeah, he's put a few of these in there as if that was going to help any. Okay. Oh, we've got the controller as well, thankfully. Another lead HDMI cable. Very nice. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, oh yeah, the plug. Alright, that all seems to be together. Now, okay, the games. Because I got 11 games included with it. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, so we're going to go through them together. But yeah, I want to count these, make sure. I'm also going to have to check. And I know no manuals come inside these, but I will be opening them up just to make sure no discs were taken out. But yeah, we've got the Bioshock Collection. You should all be familiar with Bioshock. Fantastic game from the last generation. I never finished the original Bioshock, although I did enjoy it. So I do have part 2. Don't think I have the third one. But yeah, this is the trilogy. Remastered, I think. All complete, so yeah, I will get round to playing a bit of Bioshock and hopefully finishing. A bit more of an up-to-date one, this one. It only came out a couple of months ago. Spider-Man, yes, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Long time in development, this one. The disc is there, thankfully. PlayStation 4 exclusive. I can't remember if it's based on the film from last year or the year before or not. I think it's like a side story to it. Not a big fan of Spider-Man, if I'm honest. That's not a dig at Marvel, I don't like DC either. I grew up an Image fanboy. Now we have the Uncharted Collection. How many games are on this? 3 or 4? 3. I have the Uncharted trilogy on PS3, obviously PlayStation exclusive, but yeah, I never really got on with the first one, if I'm perfectly honest with you, but I bought part 2 and 3 thinking that would spur me on to actually finish the first one. It never did, but yeah, now I've got it on the PS4. Maybe it will spur me on again, but yeah, I know a lot of people are going crazy over this. This is a Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. When the first Witcher came out, I'm not sure which was the first Witcher game to come out on console, but I know I had the first Witcher game on PC. Never played it. So yeah, I've heard lots of good things about this. I've been meaning to sort of try it out. I do have an Xbox One, by the way, although you've not really seen me show that off before. No, wait, I have done a couple of videos on Xbox One games. What am I talking about? But yeah, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And, Destiny Collection. I'm assuming that this comes with all the DLC, because there was quite a bit of DLC. I actually quite liked the look of Destiny when the first one came out, because I remember there was Destiny came out, and around the same time, what was that giant mech first-person shooter called? Titanfall. Yeah, it looked like there were some pretty good games coming out. All of them have kind of fallen by the wayside for various different reasons. And speaking of falling by the wayside for a bunch of different reasons, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2. You shouldn't need me to tell you that EA were naughty boys with all the aggressive DLC on this thing. Not a big Star Wars fan, but I did enjoy Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, I think, on the original Xbox. And we have another one. Actually, I meant to check if all the discs are there. Something just dropped. I don't know what that is. And we have The Last of Us, a game. Actually, quite a few of these have big reputations, but I've not played. Let me just count these real quick, because there's supposed to be 11. 1, 2. We'll assume that's 2. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I count 12. There should be 11. But okay then. So it looks like all the games are complete. I can hear discs rattling around in pretty much all of them. So the last thing to do is actually test the console itself and make sure everything's in working order. But before I do that, like I said, I was waiting, I think, over 2 weeks to actually get hold of this stupid thing. So in the meantime, I thought I'd do a bit of retail therapy and pick up some PlayStation 4 games. Yes, sirree, Bob. All of the... 95% of all these things should be PS4 titles, and as we go through them, you should notice a distinct theme, a certain, shall we say, oriental flavour. Because, yeah, most of them are going to be things like this. Steins Gate. Now, I know nothing about Steins Gate, if I'm honest, other than the fact that it exists. And what I mean by that is, as a big anime fan, there's certain anime websites I go on to, and I often hear the name Steins Gate, and I think one or two of my friends have mentioned it to me as well. From what I understand, it's a visual novel in a long-running series that I think debuted... No, actually, I think it debuted last generation. But, I think Steins Gate might be a bit like Persona in that it's a spin-off of another series. I'm not 100% sure. I've done very token research on this thing, but this is, I think, the second Steins Gate game, visual novel. I think I might have the first one in here somewhere. We'll have a look-see right now. What else have we got? We have Last Generation. I think it's another visual novel. Fairy Fencer F. Now, these should all be, for the most part, UK PAL releases of, well, Japanese games. I'm trying to read the back of this because I've got a feeling I know this. Can't really tell you much about it. It's a visual novel, I think. Looks a bit RPG-y, and, well, it's got some cute characters on the front. I'm trying to see if there's a name for a character designer. Nope, don't see any. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. I've actually heard that name mentioned something. Oh, Pikachu. We have... Don't know why I'm doing this. There should all be PlayStation 4 games. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. We have Senran Kagura. Now, I've not played any of the Senran Kagura games, but I know them by reputation. These are a series of fighting games that I think actually debuted on the 3DS. It's since branched out onto, I know there's versions on the PS Vita, obviously the PS4, might also be on the Xbox One. Like I say, this is a UK PAL release. Don't mind the £20 price sticker on that. I paid a lot less than that. But some of these do go for crazy money, especially the earlier 3DS versions. This, I think, might be the third or fourth game in the series. The big novelty about this game is that the more damage your character takes in this sort of 3D fighting game, the more your clothes fall off. So yeah, it's an interesting title. I've seen snippets of it here and there on my journeys across the YouTube verse, but yeah, never played it. Looking forward to giving it a try, actually. And we go to... Ooh. Knights of Azure 2. This, I think this is a dungeon crawler actually. Yeah, for some reason, although the RPG genre has sort of, I won't say faded into obscurity, but has certainly become a lot more niche, the dungeon crawler genre has pretty much come out of nowhere, especially with all the random generated dungeons that a lot of people seem to like. I'm not like a lot of these games. I saw the title and thought, that looks pretty interesting, and picked it up. It also helped that a lot of these games are very cheap. But, yeah, it looks actually, oh, what's the Magust? Oh, cool. That's the back of the box, if you can make any of that out. Oh yeah, let me just show you the front again, because anybody who saw my last pickups video where everything was mirrored and you couldn't read nothing, yeah, you can actually read it now. This is Next Result to Bride of the New Moon. That's the next one. What have we got here? Now, if those first few games kind of left you going, never heard of that, don't know what that's all about, not my cup of tea, well, here's something you might have an interest in, Nier Automata, and bear with me 1 second. Boom, there's the original Nier for the Xbox 360, also available on PS3. This slipped under almost everybody's radar, but a lot of people have been going back and looking to pick it up now that the sequels come out. And although this is Nier 1 and Nier 2, this is not the actual full story, as Nier itself, I think, is a sequel to a PS2 game, but oh god, I can't remember the title of it. But yeah, Nier Automata, this is PS4 exclusive, I believe, although it's not written on the box anyway. Yeah, I've wanted to play this game for a while now. When did it come out? Last year, I think. It's very, very happy to... Oh, wait. That confused me a little bit. Yeah, this is not a game as it bends. But, now, for those of you who've watched my previous pickup videos and you're wondering how come I don't do them more often, especially when you can see I've got quite a stack of games here to show off in one video. Well, when it comes to me, I tend to go through phases when it comes to buying stuff, so you'll find me buying a lot of games in a very short space of period, usually retro across a broad range of systems, but then my interest will sort of get distracted and I'll end up picking up other things. So for example, I think I mentioned this in the last pickups video I did, but yeah, I've been getting into picking up a few Transformers toys, and don't worry, I will be showing them off. Let me just sort things out here and I'll get round to it. But yeah, I'm going to show those off for now for months, I think. But yeah, what I've been picking up a lot recently is, no, these are not big stacks of PlayStation 4 games. Where's my knife? These are manga books. Now, a lot of you might be wondering, why pick up manga books when you can just read the things online for free? Well, you're talking to a guy who spends a lot of money picking up retro video games that he can play on his laptop for free. But yeah, I picked up boom, Attack on Titan. Again, even if you're not into manga or anime, you should have at least heard the name. This is volumes, oh god, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23. Now, I don't have any Attack on Titan books, but in here I see another package here, so we'll open that one in a second. But yeah, this one should be another one, so these should all go together and make up 1 to 23. I couldn't even tell you what volume it's on to now, but yeah, this is not the only manga I've picked up. Oh god, I knew I should have had some to hand. But yeah, I've picked up full sets of classics, and more recent ones I've got full sets of Ramna Half, Maze no Koku, because I love Rimiko Takahashi, Rurouni Kenshin aka Samurai X. Oh, lots of... yes. You know me, I had to pick this one up. One-Chanbara. This is One-Chanbara Z2 Chaos. I think it's the most... No, there's... This is the most recent One-Chanbara game. There is another one called... I think it's called Schoolgirls and Zombies. One of the most popular videos on my channel was a look at the original, this is like the 5th or 6th game in the series, the very first One-Chanbara game, a budget title, released on PS2, god knows when, early 2000s. It was released in the UK as Zombie Virus, and it was released in the US as Zombie Zone. But all the sequels that did get released in the West, although they tried to keep the original Japanese name One-Chanbara, they dropped one of the E's, so a lot of people pronounce it as One-Chanbara, but it's actually O-N-E-E, One Chanbara, and that's a play on words as it means big sister. Oni-chan means big sister, and Chanbara means swordplay. See, who says you don't learn anything here on Consoletronix? Now we come to the first one. Yes, I've shown off parts 2. Here's the original Knights of Azure. And again, I know literally nothing, so well, let's read the back of it, shall we? The world or my friend, I will decide their... I thought it said faces. Well, it's using a funny font. Yeah, the world or my friend, I will decide their fates. So spoke the woman who lived and fought in the land without night. Her story, lost to the pages of history, begins here. I've actually got a kind of strained relationship with visual novels. I'm not even sure if this is a visual novel, to be honest. I think it's an RPG. But, yeah, visual novels for me live or die on the quality of their storytelling. When all the elements come together, like characters, setting, and the writing, when it all comes together, it can produce fantastic games. Probably the best known, certainly in the West, would be the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney games. But there are some good ones knocking about. It's definitely much more of a PC thing than a console thing, certainly in the West anyway. The visual novel, I don't know what this is. I came across it quite by chance, but hey, I like taking a punt on games like this because this is the only way you're going to get surprised. You can't... Good God almighty, I don't even remember buying this. What is this? This is Blue Reflection. It is some sort of anime styley. Well, this one definitely looks like a a visual novel of some description. Again, by Gust. Did Gust make Knights of Azure? Christ, they did. Right. Study, play, fight. High school student Hinako Shirai receives the power of a reflector after meeting a pair of magical sisters. I don't know. I might make videos on a few of these games actually and give you my first impressions. Although this video might be running a bit too long to do it here. So we're going to have a quick look at, what's this? Dragon Quest Heroes. Now, a lot of you should be familiar with Dragon Quest, long-running, very popular RPG franchise. In Japan, it has always been far superior, or considered far superior to Final Fantasy. What a lot of you probably don't know is that for many years they've always had the very large quantity of sort of side story games, and here's one of the more recent. I mean, they've done Pokemon rip-offs, they've done Minecraft rip-offs. This is their rip-off of what's it called, Dynasty Warriors, although frankly I think it's compulsory to have a Dynasty Warriors game in your portfolio these days because everyone's doing it. I mean, Zelda's doing it, Hyrule Warriors, Fist of the North Star's doing it, oh, Gundam, yeah, they're all at it. Alright, let's try and hurry along a bit now, shall we? This is, this is part, actually, where is it? I'm sure I've unboxed one of these already. This is, Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force, a very pretty looking, anime styly. This one I think is a straight, action RPG. Will you receive the goddess or the vile god? Not much else written on the back. Like a lot of these RPGs, if they are all RPGs, and I hope the visual novels as well, they should all have the option to have Japanese voices and English subtitles. I actually go to quite a bit of trouble to make sure that's how I get all my RPGs, because a very good RPG series on the PS2, PS3 was the it's still going. What am I talking about? It's on PS4 as well. The Atelier series. But when I got Atelier Iris on PS2, I returned it. It was all in English, so I imported the American release because the American release had the original Japanese language option with English subtitles. So yeah, I do. I don't think I've played any fully voiced RPG in English, or English voiced, I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe the Final Fantasies 10, I think 10 was where I stopped. We have, oh, this is quite interesting. This is supposed to be some sort of limited edition version of Akiba's Beat. Now, you probably don't know much about Akiba's Beat. Well, that makes two of us because I've never played any of the games in the series. However, I am somewhat familiar with the very first game in the series because it was called Akiba's Trip, which, play on word, and Akiba's Strip. The game is about you running around, I think it's Akihabara, a sort of fictionalized version of real-world Tokyo, kicking in the heads of vampires. But these are special vampires. They can go around in the daylight if they wear special clothing. So your goal is to find the prettiest vampires you can find, the sexiest ones, and beat them up, because by beating them up, their clothes fall off and they get more exposed to the sun, and that's how you kill them. I swear I'm not making this up. A pulse-pounding JRPG from the streets of Otaku Central. Hits the hyper-colourful real-world streets of Akihabara, right, in Tokyo. Real-time battle system using magic to enhance your combat abilities. Team up in mind-bending dungeons, so small, mind-bending dungeons where imagination and reality collide. This, I think, might be the third or fourth game in this series. There's a few of them on PSP and I think PS Vita as well. The original came out on PSP. I don't think it got released in the West. I don't believe it got released in the West even as a downloadable, but I think there might be a fan translation online somewhere. Bloody hell. Ooh. Now, for all of you guys who are more interested into maybe the retro scene, here's a couple of classics of the Master System. First, the one you should probably all be familiar with, Shadow of the Beast, the old Amiga computer game classic. The first time I played this game actually was on the Master System, but I'm probably more familiar with the Mega Drive version. Any Americans watching this who maybe played, I think it was Shadow of the Beast 2. We often grumble about how lazy publishers released games in 50 Hz when it was easy to convert them over. Basically what happened was, because this is a British game, they released the British game in America, so when it's played at 60 Hz, well, basically the game is unplayable. At least that's what I've heard anyway. Any Americans out there who've got any knowledge of that, let me know. And yeah, this is what Master System games used to look like. Completely bare bones, but we didn't care, we just wanted the games. And it's complete. This is Action Fights, an interesting little title actually. I don't think it's a port from an arcade. I think it's an original Sega title, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I owned this one as a kid, so I picked it up, bit of nostalgia there. Don't worry, we've not got much more to go. Let's see, we have you know me, I had to pick this one up. Dead or Alive Extreme 3, although this is Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Fortune. There is actually another one, I think it's called Scarlet or something. I don't know what the difference is. I'm hoping that it's just cosmetic and that they haven't got characters only available on one version and characters only available on another. I don't know. I did see there was a PS Vita version which was Fortune and Scarlet. I think it's called Scarlet. This, oh Christ. This is obviously a Japanese game, but this should be the Hong Kong release, so it should have subtitle, traditional Chinese and English. Oh, thank Christ. Yeah, this should have English subtitles. Now, anyone who's interested in import gaming and is looking to pick up titles for their PS4, because, well, the Xbox is not popular in Japan, let's just say that. Anyone who's looking to pick up, like, Japanese games, but is looking to understand them, you should definitely go the Hong Kong route, because they 9 times out of 10 will have English subtitles. And obviously I've got the set. I also have Dead or Alive Paradise on PSP. And if you're wondering what the dirt on that cover is, it's dried yogurt. Honest. Right. Something just dropped behind me. What was that? Oh. I opened it of this to see what it was. It's yeah, more manga set. That's the rest of Attack on Titan. So yeah, I've got more or less the complete set, and we keep the. Can't believe I touched it on my hands. This is the Mega Drive game Ryan Giggs. What's it called? Ryan Giggs what? Champions World Class Soccer, endorsed by Ryan Giggs. Football obviously being very, very big in Europe, there was a football game, I can't remember what it was, not a very good one, but in every country in Europe that it came out, they basically licensed a player, so I think, I couldn't really tell you what the other players were, but yeah, this is the UK version. We got the Welsh winger, Manchester United's, that's why I don't want to touch it, Manchester United's Ryan Giggs. I was planning to do a video looking at football games, looking specifically at older football games, like before FIFA kind of thing. There were some good ones. Sensible Soccer, that one still commands a lot of respect in the retro gaming world. What were the other ones? I think Kickoff was pretty well received. Most of them were on home computers, although they did get console ports. Aha! Yes, I think I mentioned that. There's the first Steins Gate. This is I hope it is. Yes, this is a UK PAL release. This has got quite a bit of a reputation actually, because I swear there's at least one anime series based on this, and it's supposed to be very, very good. And like I mentioned when I showed off the sequel, it's the writing that really sets the visual novels apart. If they're well written, they can be brilliant, but obviously because they're cheap to produce, 9 times out of 10 they tend not to be. But yeah, that's Steins Gate. We've only got a handful more. Ooh, takes really well. What is this? Now this one, oh actually it is a UK power race. This is Galgun. Now, interesting story about Galgun. Now I mentioned the Xbox is not popular in Japan. Well, for the original Xbox and the Xbox 360, Microsoft tried very, very hard to make it appealing to a Japanese audience. So they got a lot of Japanese studios to make a lot of original titles Xbox exclusive, and the original Galgun was supposed to be a Xbox 360 exclusive, and it got a lot of interest because there was a lot of high-profile names attached to this project. But at the very last minute, with the game being finished, Microsoft told, actually who are the developers? They told the developers, whoever they are, that the camera could only move a certain way because it's a game that involves, as you can see, sexual content. There's not sexual content in it, it's a little bit of titillation and all that. It's not as bad as its reputation would have you believe. But yeah, Microsoft said the cameras can't go so low so you can see girls' underwear and all that sort of thing. So that caused a bit of friction with the developer, but then Sony stepped in and said, hey, if you bring that to PlayStation, we'll let you release it uncut. So the Xbox 360 got a very, very edited version, while the PS3 version was completely uncut, Japanese exclusive. But the sequels, I think all the sequels have been released in the West. They have come in for controversy, obviously being set in a school, but they are excellent titles. I've never actually played any of them, but I've been meaning to pick them up for a very, very long time. This is part 2, I think, double piece. Now, what have we got in this one? I need your help again here, Stanley. We have... We have Deception 4, what's it called? The Nightmare Princess. And you're probably thinking, never heard of it. Well, maybe you have. The original Deception games, 1 to 3, have all been released in the West. 1 and 2 were on PS1, Part 3 was on PS2. Now, I first got into it on the PS2. The game is on PS2, the third one is called Trapped. And basically, you wander around a big house laying traps. You can't actually fight, you lay traps, and the people chasing you obviously walk into the traps, and that's how you defeat them. I really, really liked Trapped on PS2, and I hunted out parts 1 and 2 on PS1. They're excellent games. You get to use your imagination a lot in these things. Yeah, Deception 4. I think this is a re-release of Deception 4 actually, because I think Deception 4 originally came out on PS3. I'm not 100% sure. There was a big gap between parts 3 and 4. But yeah, delighted to get this only on PlayStation. Yeah, this is definitely one I will be looking to make a video on very soon. And we come to, what is, I think, the last one. Another PlayStation 4 game and another Senran Kagura game. This, I think, is actually the second game. I'm trying to think now, because a lot of these games tend to be based on some big mass media empire. So there'll be comics, there'll be light novels, there'll be anime, obviously toys. The Ultimate Beauties bloom again. Yeah, don't really know what much to tell you about this. Other than I really, really want to play this. Well, let's take a look. just the amount of games. I've gone from having no PlayStation 4 and no PlayStation 4 games. I now find myself in the space of, how long is this video going on? Space of bloody hell, half an hour. Well, in the space of half an hour, I've gone to having. Actually, they're everywhere. Why are they all over the place? Quite a stack of them. And yeah, I've not finished because there's quite a few I want to pick up, but they're a little bit pricey. I want to pick up titles like Girls und Panzer, which is Japanese exclusive. Hopefully the Hong Kong version has English subtitles. But yeah, I'm rushing now because yeah, this video has gone on quite a long, and plus I want to test that PS4. I might show off some of my manga collection to you in another video. I was going to open this today, but you know what? I'll wait because inside this is a game, but it also comes with a peripheral, and it's not a light gun. So I might just. Actually, I might do it, record it today. But yeah, this is a very interesting item I picked up, and hopefully we can make a video for your viewing pleasure using this thing. And I'm going to leave it in suspense until I get around to doing it. But yeah, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I haven't been uploading as many videos as I would have liked to. There's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes here at Consoletronix. Although, ironically, I've probably never been more motivated to make videos. I just haven't had the time. But hopefully that will change in the next couple of weeks. You'll definitely see videos coming in much more regularly. So yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to tidy up this place. A lot of packaging to get rid of now, and like I say, I want to test that PS4, make sure there's no problems with it. So thank you very much for watching. Videos coming very soon, don't worry. I'm not neglecting you guys, all you new subscribers. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Any of these games here catch your imagination, catch your eye, you'd like to make videos on them, let me know. I might have a few more pickup videos coming in a couple of weeks as well. I might be picking up a PS Vita finally. But yeah, I think that's it from me for now. Thank you very much for watching. Like I keep saying this, and I mean it. More videos coming soon. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.